Legends. Want to talk manifestation? Here's what happened this morning. So I'm on my way to church with my two youngest, 7 and 8 years old, and they weren't super jazzed about going to church today. It's a beautiful day. They wanted to play. I'm like, let's knock it out first thing in the morning. We can play as soon as we're done, 10:45, it'll be good. And they're like, I don't really want to go, I don't really go. And we get into church, we walk in, and at that point they stopped complaining because it's like, we're here, right? So they stopped resisting. Okay, they stopped resisting. And they just sat. What happens when we stop resisting? We sit in the presence, right? That's 2. So stop resisting, number 1. 2, sit in the presence. Okay. They were super calm, relaxed, and wonderful the entire time that we were in church. So when we were done with that, I was like, they're like, can we get a treat from the cafe? And I'm like, you know what? You made that really easy. I'd love to treat you to something. So let's go up to the cafe. The one line was really, really long. And on the back side of it, there's like an alternate access so you can go to that counter, which is usually not open lately. It was open. There was like a couple people in line. Line was really short. I'm like, brilliant, amazing. So then we get in line. And as soon as we get in line, the boys grab their 2 little treats, 1 each. And this woman appears out of absolutely nowhere. Never seen her before in my life, ever in 8 years at the church. And she said, boys, I want to get your treat today. I'm going to buy you your treat. And she looked at me and she goes, I'm buying. And I go, okay. Oh, I know better than to rob somebody of their blessing and not receive, right? Like we know what that does. So you receive. When somebody wants to give, you receive. You receive gracefully. You receive gratefully. I was like, thank you. That's amazing. Who are you? What's your name? And she said, my name's Hawa. And I was like, that's beautiful. Where's that from? I'm like, oh my gosh. And she said it's got Arabic origin and it's from these different parts of the Mediterranean and Northern Africa. I was like, it's beautiful. Anyway, I said, what does it mean? And she goes, what does it? This woman had to be around 60 years old. The amount of gray in her hair, but her skin texture was lying to me the whole time because she had better skin than I did and 0 wrinkles to speak of. It was disgusting in a beautiful way. I was like, ma'am, no. Anyway, so she couldn't remember the meaning of her name and she's like, Lord, give it to me. And I was like, I'm gonna look for you next week. I've never seen you before. I'm gonna look for you next week to say thank you again and also to find out what the meaning of your name is. And the boys walked out and they said, we manifested it, Mom, didn't we? I was like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you received it gracefully and you told her thank you. And here's what happened. We walked out and I said, do you remember how that happened? You guys didn't want to come. There are blessings to be had when you just allow, when you stop resisting. The blessings that are coming, you don't even know what they look like. But you wanted something. You were in the present moment. You didn't resist being where you were. You accepted your reality currently and you still desired. And then what happened? A woman excitedly gave you something. She wanted to. She was joyful. She wanted to pay for you, like the happiest way. And they were like, oh, and I was like, do you get it? Okay, 7 and 8 years old, right? And we're walking outside and in the lawn of the church, there was must have been a stack of napkins, maybe that big, that had just been taken by the wind. And they were all over this lawn. My 8-year-old ran and got every single one of those napkins and he picked them up. I was like, that's awesome. I love that you just did that. And he goes, he said, I just wanted to pass along the blessing that somebody else gave to me. And he said, I've seen you do this before, Mom, at the beach and at the park. And I just thought it was a really good way to keep this feeling going. What? I was like, keep the feeling going. Yes, extend it, lean into the feeling, keep going, aligned action, move with whatever inspired action you feel, right? And then after that, okay, we get home and something that has been bothering him all week is he's playing Minecraft and he's been trying to find a world that he can log into that is really ideal for whatever desires he has in this Minecraft world, whatever. He's looking for a certain amount of things and type of things. He hasn't been able to find one in a week of playing. We get home, he's feeling emotionally lifted this whole time. He gets in, logged on, first world he opens up, this is it! And I was like, do you notice a pattern of what just happened when you were feeling great? He goes, the more joy I feel, the better it gets. I was like, yeah. So I just want to let you know that number 1, whether or not they're kids of yours, people are watching you and they're noticing how you do it. Number 2, If they're noticing how you do it and you're noticing that something's happening in the present, maybe help people by walking them through the pieces that are happening so that you can start to create a habit for them, an awareness habit of how it's done and that it's real. And it doesn't matter if it's little, in those little blessing ways like it was today, or big, because they're all the same. It's all about removing the resistance about what you believe you can have. And so staying in those feelings and drawing it in and being grateful and being excited and maximizing those feelings, doubling down on the good feelings, spiraling up, like I always say, this is what happens. And so whether or not you have people in your life that are like, I don't like any of this crystal, nature-loving, quantum physics nonsense, you can still invite them in to see what happened in your life without using those manifesty words. You can still show them what's real and what's possible by just talking through what just happened in your day. The more examples you give other people and you speak them out loud with your mouth, the more you will start to see this is real, this works, it happens, because not only am I experiencing it, but I'm teaching it to other people. And when we teach, we anchor big time. So I want you to invite yourself to look for those experiences, and you know what happens when you're looking for an experience. The reticular activating system is going to find it for you, and then you will have an experience, an opportunity to walk yourself through what you just did, what you just manifested, and be able to speak it out to somebody else, anchor that feeling, double down on the feeling, do it again over and over, rinse and repeat. Have an excellent mother effing Sunday. You're so beautiful. I love you.